The 39-year-old suspect wanted for allegedly stabbing his 32-year-old partner and 4 other people to death has been found dead at Malangeni Phase 2 in Umzinto on the KwaZulu-Natal south coast. Police say the man was discovered hanging from a tree. It's alleged that he stabbed his girlfriend multiple times on Saturday night following an altercation and thereafter fatally wounded 4 other people. Dorothy Mushi is a forensic and crime expert, and she joins us via our video link to unpack this further. Dorothy, a very good afternoon to you. We are, of course, looking at various violent crimes that have been happening in the past few weeks. I mean, we are increasingly, particularly in this case, seeing domestic conflict spilling over into broader community violence. From your experience, why do you think some perpetrators move from partner killings to attacking others, as in this case? Now 6 people have died.
Good afternoon to you, Unati, and good afternoon to your viewers. With violent acts of crime, there's various motives that motivate an individual to commit such crimes. And if you look at the crime of a spree murder, it's motivated normally when an individual has a personal crisis that they're dealing with, such as a job loss or even psychological issues. You find that someone does have a mental problem and that underlying issue is never taken care of, and then it escalates into someone wanting to murder people. Now, with South Africa recently, we've seen a spike in violent crimes, and this is motivated by the high stress levels, by joblessness, by people just having a certain feeling of anxiety as well.
I was just listening, of course, to General Fani Masemola saying that there is no-go area for police across the country. He's, of course, raised concerns about the violence associated with these illegal shebeens. I mean, looking at some of, this particular case, you mentioned, of course, some of the psychological breakdowns and reasons behind them. I mean, how difficult a job is it for police to be able to, A, solve these crimes, but also gain enough public trust, to be able to prevent these crimes that we are seeing escalating?
To police such crimes is in actual fact a very difficult task for the police. I mean, if we look at, for example, the Soulsville case where it was a mass murder at a shebeen, obviously that must have been motivated by something. Sometimes it's gang violence, sometimes it's revenge. You find that it's turf wars that motivates individuals to go and randomly shoot people in a public space. And in this case with this tavern, you'll find that it might even be from someone who's a competitor. So such crimes are really difficult to investigate, but with the right resources and given the right time, police investigators are then able to establish the motives behind it and then apprehend the perpetrators thereof.
Yeah. You mentioned, of course, the Soulsville mass shooting. We also, of course, heard from General Masemola giving an update around Witness D in the Madlanga case. I mean, just speaking around crime, particularly when we look at fatal shootings. Just speak to us about your assessment around that particular killing, particularly given the fact that, Marius van der Merwe testified at the Madlanga in camera. In other words, his identity was hidden and yet he was killed in front of his family.
With Marius van der Merwe's situation, it's actually something that's very disheartening. It's painful, especially to the security industry, to have lost one of our own, in that you realize that when someone is trying to do fine by exposing wrongdoing, they in turn end up paying with their lives. And for me, what I realized with regards to this particular instance, it shows that there's a lack of trust also by witnesses to confidently now go and give evidence in a formal hearing, whether it's even in court or any platform such as the Madlanga Commission. And this also says the Department of Justice needs to look at means and ways of protecting whistleblowers as well as witnesses that need to go and testify against people who have committed wrongdoing in society. So once our government strengthens these reforms and legislation, we will then also be able to fight crimes vigorously, because crimes cannot be solved in the absence of witnesses. Crimes cannot be discovered in the absence of a whistleblower. So those individuals are very important in the value chain of fighting crime in South Africa.
Absolutely. Dorothy, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. That is Dorothy Mushi, forensic and crime expert, joining us there just to unpack some of the various criminal stories we are unpacking for you this afternoon.